My goal today is to teach you something about gardening, and this is the Gardening Homesteading Skills Global Gardening Collaboration. Herbs are one of the best things that you can grow in your garden. There are so many medicinal values, plus they're pretty. What you see here is my yarrow patch. My yarrow is doing really well this year. I picked some of it and I'm hanging it to dry, and there are many medicinal values. I'm going to put some links down in the description to teach you. There are many herbs that can catapult the success of our gardens, but yarrow is one of those herbs. It is a medicinal powerhouse, and you'll have to excuse my mouth. I just got through eating some sugar-free licorice sticks, and I didn't realize my mouth was black until I started recording here. You'll have to put up with it, right? Anyway, yarrow is a medicinal powerhouse, and it has many uses in a permacultural garden. Today, even though there are many, many reasons to grow yarrow and many benefits, I'm only going to tell you 5 of them. First of all, let me tell you about the growing habits of yarrow. Common yarrow, which is called Achillea mellifolium, hopefully I pronounced that right, is native to dry, disturbed soils of prairies, meadows, and edges of forest in the northern hemisphere. And it's a perennial, and it grows best in hardiness zones 3 through 9. And yes, you can buy seeds for it. I think that is how I originally started my yarrow plant, is that I planted some seeds, but it was several years ago. And I had a plant that came up and I wasn't quite sure what it was, but then I realized it was yarrow, and it was just a little green plant. Well, I divided it in half and put it in 2 spots, and after that it flourished. And I got blooms last year, and this year I even have more blooms. It grows about 36 inches high and produces white flowers. And I notice mine produces pinkish flowers that the more mature they get, they turn white. But they're a real pretty, delicate pink right at first. But you can get varieties of pink, yellow, red, or orange yarrow plants. And like many of the other prairie plants, it has roots that go deep into the soil, deep fibrous roots, and that enjoys absorbing water, especially in areas where it is somewhat moist. The flowers are cheerful. The roots are hardy to push through clay soil, and the number of pollinators that love the plant, my. They love landing on the flat flower tops and seeking shelter in the fern-like foliage. Even if you don't grow this herb in your garden, it's a fun herb to forage because it does grow wild also. And you can also buy dried yarrow from various herbalists. It's easy to collect the seeds after the flower heads have died so that you can sow them in your garden. All right, I said there were many reasons to plant yarrow. I'm only gonna, like I said, I'm only gonna give you 5 of them. Reason number 1, yarrow may accumulate nutrients. According to the USDA database, yarrow's deep roots mine the subsoil for potassium, calcium, and magnesium. And according to sources like Edible Forest Gardens and several other sites, yarrow may also mine for phosphorus and copper, making it a potentially nutrient-rich plant. We don't have a lot of scientific data about these nutrient accumulations. However, a number of studies have been done. I was listening to another YouTuber talk about that earlier today. She has all the information about some of those studies. I will try to link her YouTube site down in the description of this video so that you can go listen to her. She has a whole lot. She can tell you way more than I'm going to about yarrow. So using yarrow as a potential fertilizer is just one of the many ways that we can stack the deck toward a thriving, healthy garden. Perhaps not every experiment will yield the result we're looking for, but the richness of the plant diversity with it comes a rich gardening experience. Because of the potential ability to fertilize, you could grow your yarrow under a fruit tree to enhance the fruit production. You can also chop and drop and use it as mulch in the vegetable garden, or you can add it to the compost bin to boost the nutrient content of the compost bin. Okay, point number 2, it attracts beneficial insects and pollinators. While white, yellow, or pink flowers attract many kinds of pollinators who prefer the shape of the flowers for nectar production, it is an amazing plant. A wealth of beneficial insects such as lacewings, parasitoid wasps, I'm not sure if I said that word right or not, ground beetles, spiders, ladybugs, hoverflies. These all find habitat for egg laying or overwintering refuge in the fern-like foliage. And according to a site called Carrots Love Tomatoes, yarrow emits a pungent odor, a smell that repels pests. So you might consider growing it near some of your pest-prone gardens. Pink yarrow mingles with the other herbs like oregano and fennel. Point number 3, yarrow makes a good ground cover. If left to its own devices, yarrow grows to about 3 feet high. And I notice mine's pretty close to that for sure. It produces flowers throughout the summer. And you can grow it as a running ground cover, mowing it a few times a year. Light foot traffic is okay, though you may not get flowers if you do that. However, the beneficial insects like the foliage for refuge. Point number 4, and the link that I'm going to put down with the gal that I mentioned earlier. These are the points she points out the most, and that is that it has medicinal uses. The flower and the upper portions of the leaf and stem have many medicinal uses, making it an important herb to have in your medicinal garden. In fact, it can be at the top of the list of wild herbs to grow in your backyard pharmacy. A yarrow tea can help reduce a fever. A yarrow poultice can calm inflammation and soreness of a bruise and help healing wounds. Yarrow has many first aid uses, such as stopping bleeding, or as a general first aid remedy for calming and healing rashes, bug bites, bee stings, cuts, and burns. According to homegrown herbs, the yellow flowers should not be taken internally, such as in the teas, tinctures, elixir, syrup, or honey, but the white or pink flowers are perfectly healthy and should be used for internal medicine. Yarrow should not be taken internally by pregnant women, and I believe nursing women fall into that category also. Point number 5. Yarrow is edible and useful in crafts. Individual flowers are edible, and homegrown herbs suggests that using them for a confetti effect in a cookie batter. And dried out flowers also make beautiful wreaths and dried bouquets. Yarrow is simply a joy to have in the garden. In the comments below, put what's your favorite reason to grow yarrow. If you're growing yarrow, tell me why, and why it's is it your favorite, and if it is, tell us about it. I also have a bunch of catmint around, and I dried it the same way. You saw leaves in a jar, but then I put some on the floor, and I did that so that I could share this is Button, with Button. A while ago, Button and Sweetie Pie, my other cat, were both laying on those and rolling around. Looks so cute. Just the minute I got my camera out or a video, they stopped and went in the other room. Ah, silly cats. They're camera shy. But I did get some pictures of a Button rolling around on the catmint stems. Button is certainly enjoying herself, isn't she? It's so much fun to watch. And next up, this is Sweetie Pie. And Sweetie Pie usually is the one that enjoys the catmint the most. And as you can see, she is enjoying it a lot. Catmint, and I'm not sure if mine is actually catmint or catnip. I didn't originally plant it. It came up in way over by my poplar trees as a all by itself. I think a bird planted it by pooping out a seed or flying with a seed and dropping it, one or the other. Anyway, now I have catnip, catmint, whichever it is, in a number of locations in my yard and garden. But it is medicinal. You can make tea out of it, and they say that the tea helps with digestive aids like upset stomach, too much gas, diarrhea, cramps, that sort of thing. And of course the cats like it. And yes, there is a difference between catmint and catnip. I think catmint is the more decorative of the two, but cats can like either one. Some cats prefer the catnip over the catmint. My cats obviously like it, so I'm not sure. Mine, when it blooms, it has kind of a whitish flower that's kind of oblongish. So mine very well could be catnip instead of catmint. Like I said, I'm not real sure. And it can be used in sauces, teas, soup, salads, various things. So it is quite edible. So I'm going to leave you to doing your own investigation to find out the benefits of catmint and catnip, rather than me giving you all of those facts and figures, because this video is getting to be long enough. And I know that many of you like doing research. So if you found out some information about catmint and catnip, you can put that in the comments too. So I solicit comments about yarrow and about the catnip or catmint. I hope you enjoyed watching my kitty cats rolling around in it. And I know that I will be enjoying some tea with the leaves that I have dried. I have some left over from previous years also, which occasionally I just sprinkle some out on my carpet and let the cats enjoy it for a while before I vacuum it up. So I think my cats are appreciative of my efforts. Woo! Sorry about that noise. I knocked over my tripod. But I'm not, right now I'm holding my phone camera in my hand rather than on the tripod, fortunately. Well, I think I'll close up this video because it is well over 15 minutes. And leave you with this little tidbit of thought. Be thankful for every herb or desirable plant that you have in your garden. Thank God for them, because He's the one that helps them to grow. We are just the helpers. He's the mastermind of it all. And may His love and blessings surround you. And you know what, guys, girls? I will see you on my next video. So until then, take care.